Hello again, this is Kwame and welcome to the Basic Financial Framework. So as we are still on the topic of budgeting, I told you my budgeting system that I use that has really been a blessing to my family. And I also shared with you a step-by-step process that we used to really help us start budgeting and then kept budgeting all of these years. And as I was thinking about giving you more information on budgeting, I just wanted to share another story of an opportunity I had to mentor and teach and then help someone in their budgeting journey. So as I told you, as an accountant, I get a chance to sit before a lot of people and work with them, and sometimes I also help to coach people on finances, to coach people on their finances. So I had this opportunity to really work with a young lady on finances, and I just want to share some highlights of her journey that I think may be also a blessing to some of you as you listen, because I can tell that in your financial planning, in your effort to remake your finances, sometimes one of the greatest difficulty most people have is just how to start off. Because most people, when they start to experience momentum, they keep going. Where people really struggle is when they start, they are not able to keep going. So I hope this helps you as I give you some of the struggles that I've seen people go through, and then how you can use those same examples to help your situation. Like I said, you can always reach out to me, send questions, thoughts, and I'll be happy to help. But when I had a chance to work with this young lady about her finances, one of the first thing I realized was, you think about it, I'm in my office, here is a person talking to me, struggling with finances, and the word that I kept hearing is, I'm in a lot of debt. I kept hearing there's so much going on with my finances. So as I was listening, being an accountant, of course, I'm looking for detail. I'm looking for specific information. I'm looking for information that I can work with. And all I kept hearing was this, what I call ambiguous statement. I'm in a lot of debt. I have too many bills. There's so much going on. That doesn't help me. So one of the first things I really had to establish with this person was, we need to step away from those language. And that is so important for you out there. There is always the tendency to overestimate your debt or your financial situation if you are not being very specific. You would always, so avoid using the words, I'm in a lot of debt, or I have too much going on, or I have so many financial things. Those words just throw you and then mess you up, because mentally you are not able to process solutions. So one of the first things I had to establish was, I had to help this lady get out of that mindset of using ambiguous statement. A lot of debt, things that really are not specific to the situation. So what we had to do was, let's take out all of your information, just like I did. Let's take out all of your statements. Let's calculate the total amount of debt you actually have. So we were able to calculate the total amount of debt, right, that this lady has. And it was interesting, honestly, when we did that exercise, one of the major transformations we saw was that in her mind, she had a lot of debt, but on paper, when we did the specific numbers, it wasn't overwhelming. It was doable, right? And sometimes just being able to create and write down the amount of debt or amount of things you have going can really refine the information for you. And it makes it also achievable. It takes it away from feeling overwhelmed or feeling like you are drowning, to understanding that, oh, this is doable. So we had to really get rid of that ambiguity. And then one of the things we did also, that I think this is the second principle I want to share with you, because this helped. And then remember, this can be added to the other two videos, but this really helped her. Where I think the biggest challenge she was also facing was, she was trying to pay all of the debt at the same time. One of the things in my subsequent videos I will be working on and teaching on is income. But in this situation, her income was not enough to handle all her debt. Money is a numbers game. It's how much you have going out, how much you have coming in. Sometimes the math doesn't just math. You don't have enough coming in to pay everything off. So what I told her to do in this situation was, let's focus on the ones that are key that we can afford, and then some of them will have to go through moment of collections and everything, and you cannot avoid that. That's where you are right now. There's no magic wand to money. So we actually, in this case, had to pause some of the payments so we can focus on other ones, and then build it in a way that she can restructure her finance. Because the key to personal finance and then even budgeting and all, the key to all of this, taking control. The moment you feel like you are not in control, it's so hard to really do well. But when you seize control and you now make the decisions, it really puts you in a place of authority. And yes, they may be calling, yes, they may be coming after you, but you are on a journey. It's not a one day, it's not an overnight. So for those listening and that feel like you're drowning in debt, sometimes one of the things is it's good to sit down. One, how much is that debt? Give it a number. Number two, how much is my income? What can I afford in order to not disrupt my lifestyle? Sometimes it's just giving a call to the bank, calling the creditors, just having conversations with the creditors and letting them know, need time, I need space, or I need a pause. Yes, it may have some impact on your credit, as in your credit that you need, but it's part of the solution. Because if you don't do that, you will keep digging yourself in a hole and you never be able to find the balance. The good news is, and let me end with this, to be honest, after that journey, after pausing some of the credit, after messing up her credit and all of that, she was able to recover on the back end. Because after she cleaned out some of the debt, freed up some cash, went in, tackled it, it took her a couple of years, but was able to rebuild and then get back on track. But it's, you know, there is a very interesting thing. Sometimes you have to squat to jump higher. So it's okay to take a step back and then go through some of these challenges just so you can get yourself in a good place. So remember, you need to avoid ambiguity. And then number two, you need to prioritize. That's the key. What is the most important thing I can handle right now? And then try to make sure that if something is less of a priority or you don't have the resources to afford, you can pause on it and then move on to other things. I hope this is helpful to you. Remember, most of this information I go into detail in my book, The Basic Financial Framework, A Financial Transformation Journey. You can get it on Amazon, but you can also reach out to me with questions, answers, subscribe as I come out with more information on how to transform your financial life. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.